Welcome to another Rome Total War multiplayer post-commentary with another match between me, S.P.Q.R and Precious Gaming. So, what's today's battle then? Well, we're fighting in Cappadocia. The Carthaginians have expanded their Middle Eastern holdings and African holdings. And they've gone too far. They've pushed the Seleucid Empire all the way back to Cappadocia, so now it's time to take the fight back to the Carthaginians who have invaded our lands. So, let's go for the army build. I'm playing as a Seleucid Empire. In my front line, I have peltasts to sort of initially pepper the enemies with javelins. On my left flank, I have 2 battalions of scythe chariots. Now, scythed chariots, I mean, just look at them, they're fucking brutal. I mean, look, they're horses with knives on them, as well as nasty spinning wheels with spinning blades. These are designed to just basically carve up any unit they come into contact with. However, they are a bit unreliable, I'll say, in terms of morale and stuff. Then on my second line, I have several phalanx pikes. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 battalions of phalanx pikes. And then on both my flanks, I have 3 battalions of militia pikes. Now, I could have brought silver shields here, however, the scythe chariots did cost a lot of money. We were just playing rather low budget battles, so yeah. And also in the centre I have my my Seleucid general. Now Precious Gaming, who is playing as Carthaginians, is deployed on this hill here, and he's sort of brought a different army build, but I guess it isn't too far from what it is. In the front line he has Poeni infantry, probably Carthage's second best pike unit, and then on the flanks he has 2 peltasts there. And on there he also has 2 other peltasts, or skirmishers. Carthaginians use skirmishers. Then on his middle line he has 1, 2, 3 bands of Sacred Band. These are Carthage's finest hoplites, drawn from the nobility of Carthage. Then in his back he has 1 battalion of Sacred Band cavalry, who basically have the same thing, but they are cavalry. Got big long spears, so they're designed to pack a very nasty punch. It's Carthaginian general, and he's also brought some elephants to this battle as well, because, well, when there's Carthaginians on the field, I always expect an elephant. These are just war elephants though, so they're only like the middle type of elephants. So they're not as good as armoured elephants, but they're still pretty fearsome. So let's put the battle on play and see how this one panned out for us. Because this was a battle that kind of went both ways, really. There are points where I was winning, there are points where Precious Gaming was winning, but I'm not going to reveal who won this engagement. Or at least I'm going to fast forward until we actually start moving, because we always stop to... Oh, here we go. Let's go back to play. Alright, so my peltasts are coming forward, and so is Precious Gaming's war elephants. He's going to just basically chuck in his big units first, but... Also with my peltasts, I could wear down his Poenis or his Sacred Band. To be honest, he's a peltast. I wouldn't really expect him that much from him. When it comes to ranged units, the Seleucids don't exactly excel in there. I mean, they do have Greek archers and peltasts, but that's about all you're going to be getting out of the Seleucids. So not their strongest point, but the elephants are just basically sort of like killing all of Precious Gaming's own units. But who cares? The elephants are coming forward. He's bringing his skirmishers forward as well to basically have some sort of volleying session going on. You know, if we could just... He definitely outnumbers me with ranged units, so I think his thinking was basically he could just basically pelt me to the ground. Obviously, those elephants there. One charge with the elephants would pretty much ruin me, but that is why I put my peltasts into loose formation to try and minimise that damage. Now with the Sacred Band cavalry are also now on the move, and the peltasts are running back to safety. So I'm bringing in my phalanx pikes to basically try and take the elephants out, but they're still charging in and they're causing a lot of damage. Fortunately for me, pikes just ruined those elephants, so they've broken, they're routing. Unfortunately, I didn't get the elephants to panic as I wanted to, but you know what, it's still good. There goes another. I mean, hopefully, even if they're routing up, they can still kill all these Poenis, because I mean, look, they're just fucking running right towards them. Go on, go on. Can't remember if this happened or not. And nah, I just sort of shoved them up. Some of them did get pushed around, so yeah, but they all just get up, you know, like, oh, charge by an elephant. Oh no, I'm fine from that, mate. I'm fine from that. More not Sacred Bands, more skirmishers preparing to start jabbing us now that my unit's pretty much in full motion. I mean, my formation's already broken up. I'm sending my scythe chariots around the flanks. I was hoping to get to the sides, but oh, there we go. His elephants have gone mad, and they fucked up their general. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about 5 general's bodyguards taken out there by his bloody elephants. Not good for Precious Gaming. I mean, unfortunately his general lived, but still, his elephants are really trying to ruin his shit here. I mean, oh well, they were gonna. It would have been good for me if they'd gone into the back of his sacred bands. That would have been extremely useful for me. However, now we're forming up in the centre of a map. The Poenis have engaged my phalanx pikes. I'm not really too sure where a phalanx pike would weigh up towards a Poeni, but probably I think probably the Poenis do a 41 Poenis, 53 phalanx pikes. So yeah, phalanx pikes do outnumber them. However, Poenis are still a tough, and these aren't the best Seleucid pike unit actually. The Seleucids do have better pike units, as in the silver shield pike. However, once more, due to budgetary restrictions, I couldn't bring any, but here we are. The pikes are sort of like starting to collide into each other, so now we're just fighting out, but those sacred bands are gonna probably start really carving away at my men. I mean, sacred bands are just one of the finest pike units in the game. Not on par with the Macedonian royal pike or the Greek Spartan pike, but still, sacred band, there's something to be feared, but it's just like a full-on jabbing session here. My phalanx pikes are just doing everything they can to really just try and do it. But as it looks, the sacred band will win this engagement. And obviously other engagements going on. My militia pikes have tried to come around the flanks and start taking out his Poenis. Some more, well, my Peltas just tried to do a last ditch charge into the Poenis because they're out of ammo at the minute. But once more, another pike engagement. It's just basically giving me a lot of pike versus pike, but those guys actually broke, so that is brilliant for me. My scythe chariots did engage on this flank. I managed to actually, it was a good thing they managed to engage over here, because I mean, one, they're getting loads of kills, they're just destroying Precious Gaming's skirmishes, but also Precious Gaming saw these guys as a big threat, so he started pulling more of his men away from my pikes and to take out the scythe chariots. So one, the scythe chariots could have themselves a little killing banquet, and two, means I could basically, it made my task a little easier to start basically taking out all Precious Gaming's men. You know, I'm only taking out smaller lumps of soldiers, not his whole army at once. Good thing. A diversionary tactic is always viable in Rome Total War. You know, even if you're in a Skype call with your opponent when you recorded this, or well, not recording this, but played this battle, you can always still divert his attention by saying, "What's that over there? Oh, it's my scythe chariots just wrecking your shit." But my phalanx pikes are now just going to the back of his Poeni since Precious Gaming's attention was distracted, but then he realised, oh wait, he's pulled the wool over my eyes. And that was about it for me. Phalanx pikes are trying to engage, but they're, well, yeah, the Poenis are pretty good. I guess they're out on par, slightly above par than a phalanx pike, but I'm still going to try my best while waving my spears around like fucking mad. But actually, since I basically have so many numbers, I am just completely knocking the Poenis out because their morale's low. So, went well for me, went very well for me. Taking control of the battlefield now, I could probably control the majority of units, but elephants are still running around. But Precious Gaming's army was pretty much too busy engaging my scythe chariots, which did eventually retreat. They sort of like routed, but then they reformed at the last minute, so they're just sat there now waiting in reserve to come back into the action. I mean, but seriously, jeez, it looks so fucking brutal. So at some point they'll be making their way back over the hill to try and deliver some killing blows, but that has freed up one of the sacred bands, who is now on his way to engage me. Sorry, I recorded this with a cold, by the way. Definitely pushing against his sacred bands now. Basically, I'm just trying to put as many numbers into my ranks as possible at this point. You know, if I can just basically have more spear points than Precious Gaming does, I'll just basically win this battle. But then again, remember, just because you have numbers doesn't mean you will win, because, well, Sacred Band are pretty tough. And, well, what else is going on? Well, the general himself is coming into the battle at least. There's another engagement going on. Oh no, that was... sorry, they're both cabbages. Yeah, he's bringing all these reinforcements into the battle now, so it's not looking good for me because I'm running out of pike units at this point. His generals come onto the field, he's going to try and just basically mop up what's left of my peltasts. Got some more militia hoplites just sat here just doing nothing, not sure why. They should really be trying to engage. I mean, there isn't a lot of them, but if I can get them into the back of the unit, it'd help, because now all my phalanx pikes have been pinned down by the sacred bands. And right behind them are more Poeni infantry, so really we're just doing everything we can here to try and win this engagement. However, as you can tell, the sacred band is slowly cutting their way into my files and my ranks and my shit, so this was, yeah. I mean, this is where it really started to go a bit wrong for me. My morale's breaking, the sacred band are just, you know, sacred band are just still happy. I mean, they're a bit unhappy about taking casualties, but still they know they've got this one because they outrank phalanx pikes. And I mean, they've just got the Poeni's actually just fucking ranked up there on the spot. Peltasts are just stood there doing jack shit because they're out of ammo. I probably wasn't managing my men as well as I should. I was probably too more eager about trying to get my side chariots into the back of everything. Peltasts just decided to have a mad half hour. Should have taken them out of skirmish mode, actually got them behind the Poeni's and the sacred bands and just basically engaged them. You know, but Poeni's aren't the strongest, but to be honest, it doesn't matter how strong you are, the back of a soldier is still vulnerable. But my last few militia hoplites are just coming in to just basically just throw them in, at least try, but let's face it, militia hoplites aren't brilliant. Pretty badly armoured. Morale's okay and their attack's okay, but they're breaking quickly because there's just so many fucking pikes just surrounding them. Just, you know, it's like watching an execution here. Just getting shit handed to them. I mean, they've ditched their spears for their swords. They're just gonna basically try everything they can, and that was it. He's gone. I was basically out of units at this point. Did have one last band of not sacred pikes, phalanx pikes who were managed to reform, so I was just bringing them in. I was just basically throwing everything I could in. I did try to bring my scythe chariots back into the fight, however the scythe chariots actually panicked and basically my riders lost control of their horses, so they're basically just now doing the same thing as the elephants do, just running around in circles and basically killing indiscriminately because there's just no control over that unit. So once a unit starts running amok and panicking, you just can't get them back, so it's gone wrong for me. My general did come into the field trying to just do everything he could, got into the back of these sacred bands, which did well for me. However, I did take losses in that charge, and now they're going to just turn and face, and more sacred bands are coming in. That was it for my general.
Truly, for some men, even the favour of the gods is not enough. The enemy snatched victory at the last.
And that was it. It was a narrow defeat, and I will take a narrow defeat. I mean, there wasn't too much in it. I mean, I definitely did take a lot of Precious Gaming's army. I mean, I probably could have taken more, but I think it was a good fight overall. Especially considering how heavily outclassed I was, since Precious Gaming had basically brought in top tier Carthaginian units, and I'd sort of like brought in like a mid-tier Seleucid army. So I think that's my excuse for this one. But what did we learn? Well, always pay attention to everything that goes on in the battlefield. Keep an eye out for diversionary tactics, keep an eye out for opportunities, keep your eyes open, otherwise you're going to have units standing around doing nothing and you are going to be losing battles, my son. So the stats were, Precious Gaming deployed 505 men, I deployed 631, kills 368, Precious Gaming brought in 570 kills, so he definitely took me over the kills. I had 61 men left, he had 174 left, so was his battle, but once more, if the game calls it narrow, I'll say it's narrow. And in terms of kills, well, actually, kills did alright. One of my side charts brought in 49, one brought in 46, one of my phalanx packs brought in 92 kills, brought in 64 kills, so overall, my high tier units, my phalanx pikes and my scythe chariots and my bodyguard did good. I'm happy with the amount of kills I brought in. However, my low tier units, my militia hoplites, which I hope to use as flanking units, as pinning units, they just did terrible, unfortunately. So really, I'd say militia hoplites, swap them out for phalanx pikes, I'd say. Unless you're using them as a weak and cheap diversionary force, I think you want to go either with phalanx or silver shield pikes when fighting as a Seleucids. But that's where we're going to leave it. However, I also do have Precious Gaming's advanced statistics, so I will be getting those up and I will be talking about his statistics. So I will see you there, folks. Well, let's have a look at his. Okay, so here's Precious Gaming stats here up for you. So basically, Precious Gaming did win with Captain Jubal. Now, he brought in his General's Armor Bodyguard. He got 86 kills. One of his Sacred Bands pulled home 111 kills. That is absolutely insane. The Poenis averaged good kills. One of them brought in 105 fucking kills. So, yeah, Precious Gaming's pikes were what won the day for him. His War Elephants didn't do well. Only 25 kills because they broke as soon as they got into my phalanx and then they just panicked. But the Sacred Bands, they were just basically carving up my militia hoplites, my phalanx pikes. So yeah, he definitely played smart. He basically used what the Carthaginian units bring best. You know, he didn't use like Iberians, he didn't use like cheap long shield cavalry. He basically went in, right, I'm going to have my Sacred Band cavalry, I'm going to have my Sacred Band pikes, and I'm going to have Poenis backing them up. Well, yeah, he may have brought skirmishers, but I will say that basically once more the Carthaginian ranged units, they suck rocks. So that's all for this battle. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all on the next battle. See you there, folks.